In the old days, we hunted the great herds on these plains. But today, we raise a different kind of life.
We must ensure the skins of these tunnels are tight against the wind, for they are the womb of our harvest.
Nature provides the fuel, thick green grass, cut by machine, free from the poisons of the outside world.
We line the cold earth with straw, a blanket to keep the coming winter from touching the eggs.
The ground must be flat and soft, prepared with the care of a gardener planting his first seed.
A dusting of cornmeal, golden medicine to aid the digestion of the young ones soon to wake.
Security is life here. A loose knot means a lost harvest, so we tie them tight.
We wrap the tunnels in plastic to trap the sun, creating a summer that never ends inside.
Life begins in the sand. The cycle turns just as the seasons turn, ancient and unchanging.
She plants the seeds of the next generation deep in the earth, hiding them from the cold.
They emerge from the dust, thousands of them, small, soft, and hungry for the world.
We must step lightly now, for every inch of the ground is alive with new spirit. They are flightless now, bound to the earth, delicate but growing stronger with every sunrise.
The hunger grows with them, and so the work doubles, hauling the green feed from the fields.
They eat ravenously, fresh and moist, maintaining the water within their bodies.
The young learn from the old, just as the insects follow the path of their ancestors.
As they grow, they seek the sky. The walls become their mountains and their resting grounds.
We hang the food high, forcing them to climb, making their legs strong for the journey ahead.
When the sun is high, we open the skins of the tunnel, giving them the breath of the wind.
Now they have wings. The silence is replaced by the sound of 1,000 tiny storms.
Look at them, fully grown, their wings long and strong. They are ready for the harvest.
The density is immense, yet they find peace on the vertical road, resting side by side.
The time has come to gather the bounty, moving fast to catch the flying spirits.
We fill the sacks with the harvest, the result of weeks of care and patience.
Heavy is the load of success, but light is the heart of the farmer.
From the dry earth to the water, we wash away the dust of the fields.
Clean water, clean food, we prepare them for the fire.
The machine does what the hand cannot, scrubbing them thoroughly.
A quick boil to cleanse the spirit and set the color, removing the wild scent.
We spread them thin, giving each one space to breathe and dry.
The sun is our final partner, taking the moisture and leaving the crunch. Even the smallest tools have a role, turning the harvest so the sun touches all.
Dry as a bone, crisp and golden, they are ready for the kitchen.
Now the fire brings out the flavor, transforming the harvest into nourishment.
We add the fire of the chili to match the heat of the wok, a dance of spices.
We eat what we grow, returning the strength of the land to our own bodies.
From the hand of the farmer to the mouth of the machine, the journey continues without pause. We wash them not once, but thoroughly, stripping away the soil of the greenhouse floor. Round and round they go, a cycle of water and steel to ensure purity. The water runs clear, leaving behind only what is pure and ready for the fire.
Heat is the great transformer, changing the spirit of the insect into nourishment.
A quick bath in the boil sets the color and ensures they are safe for the people.
We shake off the water, for moisture is the enemy of the crispness we seek.
They must not touch, and they must lie flat, waiting for the sun to do its work.
The sun is the oldest fire, slowly taking the water and leaving the strength. When they snap like dry twigs, we know the sun has finished its task.
We gather the dry harvest, lighter now, but full of potential.
The oil waits, hot and hungry, ready to turn the dry shell into gold.
The final transformation begins with a roar of heat.
Gold, crisp, and fragrant. The smell of the harvest fills the air.
We add the green of the earth to the gold of the insect. Fire for the tongue to match the fire of the cooking.
We leave the grease behind, keeping only the crunch and the spice.
A small thing, yet it carries the weight of the sun and the labor of our hands.
Far from the greenhouses, there is another way. A land where the food walks free under the ancient oaks. The seed of the tree becomes the sweetness of the meat. Nature feeding nature.
This animal knows no walls. It follows the scent of the acorn, building fat with every step.
They roam together, a tribe of the land, living as their ancestors did. We watch over them, not with spears, but with data. We track their health from the sky and the screen.
Every life is counted, every name recorded. We know them from birth to the end.
Before they roam the hills, they sleep in comfort, protected from the harshness of the wild.
Technology binds the story together, ensuring that what we say is true.
The hands of the worker must be strong yet gentle, ensuring the salt touches every inch of the skin. Here they sleep under a blanket of white, one day for every kilo of weight.
When the salt has done its work, we wash it away, leaving only what is needed inside. As the seasons warm, the fat begins to melt, infusing the meat with the sweetness of the acorn.
Down in the dark, time slows down.
Do not fear the mold on the skin. It protects the meat and tells us that the curing is alive.
The nose of the master decides. One sniff tells the story of 3 years of waiting. Not all meat becomes ham. The trimmings are gathered, nothing is wasted. Ground and spiced, the meat takes on a new form, ready for the casing. We fill the skins tight, ensuring no air remains to spoil the cure. Bound in nets, they will hang alongside the hams, drying in the cool air.
The hard skin is removed, revealing the ruby-red treasure beneath.
The machine moves with a precision the hand cannot match, slicing thin as a leaf. Layer by layer, the harvest is laid out, revealing the marbling of the fat.
We take the air away to freeze this moment of perfection, ready to travel the world.
From the ancient forest to the modern box, the journey is almost complete. It leaves our hands now, traveling across oceans to tables far away. It arrives in the city, a luxury born from the simple acorn and the wild grass.
Look at the shine. That is the sunlight of the pasture, stored in the fat.
And here, the crunch of the insect. 2 path, 2 harvests.
One is born of speed and efficiency, thriving in the millions in the heat of the tunnel. The other is born of time and space, roaming the ancient hills in silence.
We build roofs to capture the sun.
And we let the trees filter the light. Both ways use the energy of the sky.
Protein from the swarm and protein from the herd. The future needs them both.
Far from the greenhouses, there is another way. A land where the food walks free under the ancient oaks.
The seed of the tree becomes the sweetness of the meat, nature feeding nature in a perfect circle.
These animals know no walls. They follow the path of their ancestors, grazing on the bounty of the forest.
They hunt for the fallen treasure, the brown gold of the forest that gives the spirit its flavor.
The old ways meet the new. We build shelters of steel and stone, but the land remains wild.
They are engines of the earth, turning the simple grass and nut into the fat that will sustain us. The earth cools them, the water cleanses them. They are truly children of the soil, living by the sun.
The tree is the guardian, giving food in the winter and shadow in the summer.
They move with freedom, muscles working, building the texture that only movement can create. Water, earth, and sky. The ingredients are simple, but the result is a gift of time.
The journey of the animal ends, but the journey of the flavor is just beginning in the cold.
They move in silence, row upon row, carried by steel arms to their transformation. The hand of the artisan sculpts the form, removing what is not needed, leaving only the promise.
Salt is the first guardian, drawing out the moisture and locking in the time.
We force the cure deep into the bone, a massage of preservation.
Here they sleep, 1 day for every kilo, drinking the salt into their fibers.
When the salt has done its work, we wash it away, leaving only what is held inside.
Now the salt travels inward, finding the center, finding the balance.
We hang them to let the air touch every side, beginning the long wait. We invite the wind to enter, for the air of the mountains adds a spirit no machine can copy.
As the seasons warm, the fat begins to melt, infusing the meat with the sweetness of the acorn.
Down in the dark, time slows down. This is the cathedral of patience.
Do not fear the mold on the skin. It protects the meat and tells us the curing is alive. Time eats the moisture, shrinking the form, but growing the flavor.
We seal the face with fat, keeping the meat tender while the years pass by.
We cannot see inside, so we must ask the meat to tell us its secrets.
The nose knows the truth. One sniff tells the story of 3 years of waiting.
Those that pass the test are marked, chosen for the tables of the world.
We mark them with fire, a promise of where they came from and what they are.
The coat of mold is washed away, revealing the golden treasure beneath.
Fire cleans with the water mist, leaving the skin smooth.
The bone has served its purpose, holding the shape. Now it must go. We take the structure away, but the strength of the flavor remains.
We give it a new shape, uniform, and ready for the blade.
Sealed against the air, the aging stops. The moment is frozen.
We take the breath away to keep the life within. Not all meat becomes ham. The trimmings are gathered. Nothing is wasted.
The grinder breaks it down, mixing the fat and the lean into one.
We add the spices of the trade, pepper and garlic, to wake up the tongue.
It becomes a new creation, a marriage of meat and spice. The mixture is ready, pushed forward by the strength of the machine to find its new skin. The skin accepts the meat, holding it tight, giving shape to the formless. We bind them in nets, a cage of thread to support them as they hang and dry.
Row by row, the harvest grows, suspended in the air, waiting for the change.
They enter the silence of the curing room, where the air is cool and the time is long. The white bloom is the sign of life, a living coat that protects the flavor within.
The water leaves, the spirit remains, condensing into something stronger.
We test the resistance. When it fights back, we know the cure is complete.
We clean away the winter coat, revealing the dark, rich skin beneath. Sealed in a second skin, clear and tight, to hold the freshness for the journey. Fairness in measure, we give exactly what is promised, neither more nor less.
A name is given, a badge of origin, so the world knows where it began.
They move on, finished and perfect, ready for the knife. But for some, the journey continues to the blade. In a room as clean as winter snow, the wheel of steel turns faster than the eye, a modern flint for a modern age.
Thin as a leaf, red as the sunset, falling like rain.
The fat is the memory of the acorn, written in white lines across the red.
We place a veil between them so they do not cling, respecting the individuality of each piece.
A bed of plastic for a treasure of meat, arranged with the care of a mosaic.
They enter the chamber to have the air stolen away.
The seal is the lock, keeping time out, keeping the flavor in.
Safe and sound, ready to travel across the oceans. We mark the time, a promise of freshness for the days to come. The eye of the worker is the final gate, ensuring nothing is flawed. Box by box, the harvest of the Dehesa is gathered for the world.
But the machine is not the only way. The old skill of the hand still lives. The hand feels what the machine cannot, following the grain, respecting the bone.
Laid out like petals of a flower, an offering of the earth.
It glistens with the oil of the nut, a wealth that melts on the tongue.
We give it a name, a badge of honor that tells the world this was made with respect.
The knife reveals the mosaic inside, the dance of the red meat and the white spice.
It is a map of the land, the fat of the acorn and the meat of the muscle bound together.
But the machine is not the only master. The old skill of the hand still lives. The hand feels what the machine cannot, following the grain, respecting the bone.
Thin as a leaf, red as the sunset, it allows the light to pass through.
We treat it like gold, arranging it with the care of a painting.
It weeps with the oil of the nut, a wealth that melts on the tongue, a memory of the summer sun.
From the quiet hills to the busy city, the spirit of the land travels far. One is born of speed and numbers, the other of time and solitude.
The insect and the animal, the fast and the slow. Both are gifts from the same mother.